Anyway, well, I'll come over here because this is where we're going to put the animal pens. And since I haven't got any more TNT, I can't really finish off over there for now. But the animal pens, we really do need these animal pens now, because I need to go and get Bart and Blackie and all of the others and bring them over here into the animal pens, and where I can keep an eye on them, where I can harvest them on a regular basis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up this bit of land here. Just square it off a bit. I mean, I'm not going to leave everything square in the end. Once the village is finished, or at least, you know, areas of the village are finished, I'm going to smooth off the land in places, make it look much more scenic and natural. That's the thing. We want it to look much more natural. You know, it's easier to work on big squares of land. So this is what we do. We build up big squares of land, and then we build the buildings, and then we shape the land around it, and that way you get the look of the buildings being built for the land around them, but you don't get the disadvantage of having to try and find bits of land which are right and fit buildings into them. It lets you build what you want and still get the look. So it's the best of both worlds. It's having your cake and eating it too, which of course everybody enjoys, especially since it's cake. What I'm going to do is go and get some more dirt and fill up this land a bit, square it off, and I'm going to get some. I think we'll keep with mostly with the theme. I'm going to have a layer of something with fences on top to keep these animals in. So I'm going to do that. I'll probably get some resources for that and lay out some areas that I think for it. With the pharmacy, that farmhouse really goes for the crop farm, so we might need a little like a little slaughterhouse or something, which I'll build onto the side of it, but I'll do that as well. I mean, the light's fading again, because Minecraft days, they never last long enough. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that off camera because it's it'll be self-explanatory. You don't need to see me do it. Once you see it done, that'll be enough. I'm also at some point going to work on those houses more, but probably between episodes, so don't worry about that right now. But I'm going to jump into bed, sleep, get my resources, make a start, and I will see you all once that is done. Okay, here's what I've done. As you know, I've run paths down and run some of the way, run trenches just to mark out my areas so I know where I'm going to go. But that's not what we're here for. What I've done here is just laid out the base and one up here. This is going to be the pigsty. I'm obviously going to roof this, build up the walls a bit, roof it. That's where the pigs are going to live. A little bit outside for them to play in the mud. I will put, in fact I'll do it right now. I'm going to put fence all the way around here so they can't escape. And like I did with the farm there. If I do this, oh crap, is that all my? Oh no, I had a few more fences, right? Good. If you do that, and you just leave a one block gap here and put fences around, it means that even though there's stone here which can be jumped on, there's absolutely no way you can get through here, and apart from opening this. Now the pigs should not be able to get through there, because even though there is a gap of one, and pigs are only 1 block tall, these, for the purpose of crossing them, count as 1.5 blocks high, which is why you can't jump fences. And fence gates as well are the same, they count as 1.5 blocks high. So even though this is only 1 block high, as far as the game's concerned, these are 1.5 blocks, so there's only half a block gap through here, which pigs can't get through. So that's safe. There's no way anything's getting out of here or getting in without me wanting it to. Unfortunately, I had to leave a gap of 2 for it to look right, because I needed a gap of 2 for the door for the sty. That's not ideal, because I didn't want 2 gates in it, but you know, it'll do. We might be able to figure out something better later. Here I've laid out an area of fencing for the chickens. I've put a gate again in the front of this so I can get in. I'll come back to this in a minute because I'll show you what I've actually been doing there. And here I've laid out, again with a gate, just a small area, 12 by 12 for sheep. Now the sheep aren't going to get a house or anything really, because sheep, well, they don't, they just live outside. You know, things go, pigs go in a sty, chickens go in a coop, cows go in a barn, but sheep just live in a field. And we don't need a huge amount of space for them at the moment, because it's going to be a while before we've got a ton of sheep. So I've just laid out a 12 by 12 area with a gate in it for the sheep. Now I've left this area blank because here I'm going to put a barn for the cows, like a proper big cow shed. But that's going to be quite a substantial building, and I want it to look nice, so I didn't want to just cramp it in. So I'm not going to do that right now. I think at a later date I'm going to fill in this last corner of the land, so I've got a bit more area to work with. And I'll build a really nice big barn. But I'm thinking I might need to get the sheep in anyway for the wall, because it'd be quite cool to go with one of those traditional sort of American style barns. The style with red painted walls and white painted uprights and structure. You know, just for a bit of variety and a bit of colour in the village. It'd be quite cool to do that, but obviously I'm going to need a whole lot of red and white wool for that. And currently, if I remember correctly in my chests, I have 2 pieces of wool, one white, one black, and that's not going to go far. So we need to get the other animals in before we can even start on that anyway, so that's fine. And I didn't leave a lot of area for the pigs, because honestly I don't need a lot of pigs at a time. I mean, I've got so much wheat being grown. As you can see, the field's pretty much grown back already. I'm going to have to harvest that again soon. And I've got about 10 stacks of wheat put away. So that's not, you know, not a problem. Oh, I do apologise to everybody for me being a bit sniffly today. Amphius, who I do play with sometimes, has given me a cold. He's been all sick and, well, to hear him you'd think he was dying, but for the last few days he has been, and he's managed to pass it on to me. So we can thank him for that, and you can thank him for me being sniffly all on over this recording, because that's his fault. Right, now the chicken coop. Let's eat some bread, and then I can. Now, there's a reason I didn't even finish laying it out, because I'm not laying it out of full blocks, as you can see. Now, I wanted it raised off the floor a little bit. If you ever look at real chicken coops, most often you'll see that they've got little legs. Now, I didn't want to use fence posts and have it like way up off the floor, because that looks a bit silly, to be honest. And the chickens would run under it, would never be able to get to them. It'd just be a pain. So a practical solution is to use these upside down stairs, because they do make kind of little legs when you do them, like just one. And then I'm running the slabs on the top half of their surface. I just wanted to leave this so I could actually show you, because it could be a pain. Now, on its own, there's no way to, you know, make this upside down. I mean, this corner especially, this one actually I could probably do just about like that. See, and that will work. But this corner, there's nothing here, and when you start, the first corner, there's never going to be anything there. So you do need a block. You need a block here. Then you can put that against it and remove the block, and you've got your upside down stairs. Now, due to the changes that were made into 1.3, it's so much easier now to place these. So just placing these wooden slab blocks against the top half, and I need to make more, but they automatically go upside down. Let's just make lots. Alright, that's just made way too many, but I'll use them eventually. And of course, if you, as you saw I did a minute ago, if you put 2 together, blunk, blunk, they make a full normal block. So it's, you know, and there's no difference between that and that. As you can see, there's no difference except that if you chop that, you get a block back. If you chop that, you get 2 halves back. So it doesn't matter if you cut all your wood into slabs. If you cut way too much of it into slabs, it doesn't make a difference because you can always just build up with the slabs. The game doesn't much care. Visually, there's no difference, so it's fine. So we just fill in the rest of this floor. Here we go, and that's the base. It's 5 by 7. I wanted to leave it 5 by 7 because I wanted a single door in the centre here, and I wanted a bit of space inside because I'm going to obviously build some walls here, and I'm going to put like little ledges and things for the chickens to roost on, because we will end up with a lot of chickens. Now, stupid, I don't know why I've put my crafting bench out here, another one out here, but it's not the best place for it, admittedly. Just what I need is a few more stairs, just to show you what I'm doing here. I mean, I'm not going to build the whole thing on camera now, but there we go. Oh, sickness is rotting my brain. There we go. I've got to step up, so we better just get in here now. I'm figuring. In fact, I'm undecided, but for now I'll show you exactly how it's going to go. Because I'm just thinking, what am I going to make this out of? I'm going to make it all out of plain wood. It's going to be really quite boring out of plain wood, but we haven't got any other plain wood buildings in the town. Everything that was plain... Oh, we've got that, which is half wood, but it's, you know, not all wood. But so here's the doorway. It's going to be here. I'm going to run the walls round to here. It doesn't leave a lot of room inside, admittedly, but chickens are small. They don't need a lot of space, and to be honest, this is more for the look of it than anything. I'm probably going to change most of this. By the time of the next episode, so this is more just to demonstrate, but here we go. So we've got the first couple of layers of wool, and I'm going to put little ledges like this, like I did with the floor. Run them. No, not like I did with the floor. My bad. Get rid of those. It just demonstrates how easy it is to change your mind, though. There we go. If I do that and then put them like that, that leaves a gap of 1. That's enough for a chicken to sit in. Now, that's the second shelf, so I'll obviously run the walls at least up that way, and so there's plenty of room for chickens to live in, and we can get in there and collect the eggs and things. And they've got a little space out here to run around in and peck at the dirt. I mean, I'm not going to keep it grass here, actually. I'm going to change some of the surfaces. Grass is just a good thing to work on because it's quite nice looking, and everywhere's grass. You can always just change it. As you know, I like to work on grass. It works out quite well. But I do often change the flooring for various things, and for this I'm probably going to change it to gravel or dirt or a mixture of the two. We'll see. But that's it. What I'm going to do... oh god, it's night again. As you see, I've lit up all this land just to keep creepers away from my nice flat area. There's some spiders out there, so I'm going to head back to the house and go to bed, but I think this is it for this episode. I will work on these and finish these 2 buildings, and then I'll you know, next time I'll walk you through exactly what I've done. And I'll harvest the field again once those last few things are fully grown, because it's just a pain, and I don't need to harvest it every 5 minutes, you know, so that's fine. And we'll all be ready then for me to give you a quick run through of exactly what I did and how I made them, and then we'll be here to go out and get the bastard spider, get the animals from the place where we left them, and you know, I can only hope that they're still there, to be honest, but if providing they're still there, we'll bring them all back. Otherwise I might have to round up a few more and put them in their various places, put them in their pens, and then we'll have the animals. I mean, the sheep are obviously the most important because I really need the wool. And I do need to get cows back as well, but I might just stuff them in with the sheep until I've built their barn. Because I need the leather to make books, to make bookcases, to use an enchanting table, and we're going to need a library. And one last thing before I go, I thought I might, but I don't know yet. I might use this area here for a little library. So I'm not entirely sure yet. I might put it around the town square once it's built. But I did start digging through there, and I looked at the size of the area that I was going to be left with, and I thought, you know, that could work for a building. Certainly. So that's something to consider. If anybody has any better ideas, anything they think would look better in that area, or that they just really want to see in the village at the moment that they think's missing, then drop a comment, you know, and say. So this is me. This is the end of the episode, and I'm going. Thank you all for watching. I will be back shortly with another episode, of course. So make sure to subscribe and like to be kept up to date with what I'm doing, so you can see all the new videos as they roll in. But for now, goodbye everybody, and I'll see you next time.